Having the opportunity to see these characters that I thought up on the stage, like actual real and alive people, it's a dream come true. You know, it's what every playwright wants.
Got a secret, can you keep it? Swear this one you'll save.
I am the director and playwright of Family Crimes. My writing is always very personal. Putting it out there is always interesting, and then my directing also becomes very personal. So putting that out there, putting them both out there together is just kind of like, whoa, what am I doing?
I think Belinda does a really good job of coming in as both a peer and also as a director and the playwright.
Working with Belinda was fun, and I feel like that was probably the best for me, being in my first ever play. She's very reasonable on getting work done and not being too harsh. She lets us play with our choices.
I've had a really good experience in this show. It's just been really fun to do. I really like the whole cast, and I think everyone is very happy to be here and happy to include everyone in what we're doing. It makes it really refreshing and always nice to come to rehearsal and to really do this work.
A synopsis of Family Crimes. It's about a Latino family. It's mostly about the three women in this family, 3 generations of them. Aurelia, her daughter Marta, and Marta's daughter Estela. And each of them has this big secret that they've been carrying. Over the course of the play, these secrets are revealed.
There's so many different layers of things happening. So on one hand, there's a lot of family dynamics and kind of dysfunctional family dynamics and a lot of deeper, kind of really important issues and ideas that this family is dealing with, like race and sexuality and morality and death, and it kind of all comes together into this story.
I was inspired to write Family Crimes by a lot of true events. I was mostly inspired by the stories of my grandmother, who lived in Ecuador for most of her life and had, a terrible marriage. She was expected to be a housewife, and her husband to have affairs on the side and keep seeing other women on the side. And there was absolutely nothing that my grandmother could do about this.
I thought about the other women before her, and I hated you.
My grandmother never really got to tell her story. And so I wanted to give her a voice and to give a voice to all of the people around the world, all these women around the world who face similar oppressions and similar hardships.
My role in the show is Carlos, and he's a medical school student, very conscientious, and he's very loyal to his family members, and he just tries his hardest to keep his family together and to start his new life right with his fiance. He is good to everyone around him. He's very, very loyal. I really like that about him. He's softer than I am. I feel like that's the biggest lessons I've took from this show, is how to be different, the opposite of who you actually are.
So often we try to get to know our characters or show who these people are through words, because that's such a big part of a play, obviously. But I think there's something really fun and special about these scenes where you just get to know someone through how they sit in space and how they interact with their space.
There's this one line I keep on trying to say what, and it sounds so simple, but it is literally the hardest thing I've ever done.
I don't love you, Carlos.
What? It makes me so mad. I remember Belinda, I just hear Belinda laughing sometimes saying, oh gosh, it sounds so corny.
I play Estela in the show, and so I'm the daughter and the youngest. Part of what I like about my character, she's in a Latino family, and so it's very different than playing characters in other shows that I've done at K, where that's part of her identity as a character, and so that's something that I can relate to and bring a different part of myself to. But then at the same time, she has this secret, because she likes girls, and she always has known that she's gay, but that was something she could never tell her family.
I've kind of always known, but you've always assumed I like guys.
And so I think delving into that also has been interesting and challenging to sort of figure out this balance between relating to her and then not completely relating to her.
The Latino culture is very, it's very real, and it's not often represented in theater. I write things that I want to see, and so I wanted to see something about my own sort of culture. And so I wrote something about my own sort of culture.
I've really enjoyed doing this play just because it represents people that aren't often represented in theater in general and in theater here at K College.
The show as a whole is really interesting, especially since it's going to be the first time it's ever been performed by anyone. So it's like we are creating the original. It's pretty wild to think about. It's going to be a good play. It's well directed, well written. Our cast has put in a lot of work.
This is my baby. This is my pet project. And it looks fantastic for something that I thought up in my head. Everyone who's been involved in this project has contributed something meaningful to it. A play isn't complete until it's on the stage. And so to see this play through to its completion has it's been amazing.